A friend is one of the nicest things you can have and one of the nicest things you can be. A friend is someone you can turn to for help, someone to share your accomplishments with. They shape who we are, adding meaning to the things we do and why we do them. Our happiness and joy is that much greater, and our sorrows and fears that much more bearable when you have a friend to share them with. For children with autism, making and keeping friends can be incredibly difficult. For some, we see the interest and motivation to connect is there. They just don't know how. For others, a strong preference for the physical environment over the social world really prevents them from building relationships. They're so locked into things that they miss out on the many wonderful learning opportunities in connection with people. This interest in things over people was a real challenge for Evie and her family. Evie was diagnosed with autism when she was 2 years old, and her parents felt desperate because of her inability to communicate. She couldn't give them a yes or a no or even a shake of her head. Her preference for things meant she didn't have those enriching social interactions with her family. Her mom recalls Evie crying for an entire day, 8 full hours, because she wanted to go back outside and play with the hose. I'm going to show you 2 videos of Evie playing with objects. She has a pair of earbuds in the first clip and an electronic toy in the second. And as you watch, what's important to notice is not what she does with the things she has, but what she doesn't do. She doesn't approach mom or dad even though they're in the room next to her. She doesn't show them the things she has. She doesn't let mom play with her. Imagine being a parent and trying to play with your little girl, and all she wants is for you to just leave her alone. Let's watch.
Should we count?
Our parents are our first friends. And at just 2 years old, we would expect Evie to be seeking her parents' attention, constantly pulling them into play with her. And through that play, they could teach her important social and communication skills. Instead, Evie spent most of her time engaged in non-functional, non-social play alone. She wasn't seeking their attention, and she wasn't learning to talk. So our initial goal was to teach Evie to communicate. She needed a way to get her needs met so she never spent another entire day crying. And we wanted to teach her the power of language, that her words have an impact on people to her benefit. So we taught Evie's parents to stay near her while she played, gradually increase their participation, and create opportunities for Evie to communicate. In this next clip, you'll see Evie playing with a cart and doll. Mom is watching, adding sound effects, and then she picks the cart up and asks Evie a question. And as you watch, pay attention to Evie's response, as well as the quality of the social play. Let's take a look.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Do you want to put her in? Yeah.
She looks and responds right away, but her play is still very object-focused. It's clear that the fun is tied directly to seeing that doll fall out of the cart, and it's not shared with mom. Teaching Evie to ask for things was a really important first step. But people aren't just sophisticated vending machines that give you the things you want. People are fun and interesting in and of themselves. We make friends because they enrich the experiences that we have. So our next goal was to teach Evie how to have fun with people. In this next clip, you'll see Evie at home playing with two of her clinicians. She pretends to be a dragon and knocks the castle down. And while the activity is similar to the cart and doll play, they both have things that fall. The difference here is that the fun factor really is the other person's response. Let's watch.
I'm going to be dragon.
Okay. All right, we're really scared.
She does! She's crashing the entire castle!
Out the window, not the door.
Little time.
She's having a lot of fun with them. And what she was learning to do at home, she was also learning to do at school. She was making friends and having fun with them too. But it takes a lot more to keep friends. True friendship involves a back and forth, a give and take, where both people are contributing to the relationship. So our next goal was to teach Evie how to be flexible in her play, to listen to what her friends want to do, as well as to share her interests. In this last video, you will see Evie playing with her best friend, Elle. The girls are playing house and making food. And as you watch, I want you to notice all of the things that Evie does. She looks at her friend, she talks to her friend, she listens to her friend, she plays with her friend. And the toys are a big part of what they're doing, but they're not the most important part. Let's look.
Yeah, because you're the mom and I'm the kid, right? Yeah. Okay, it's time to eat. Yep. Ouch. So, what is yours? And this one is mine. Okay. Oh, shoot! Oh, the vegetables. Okay, here's the vegetables. Yeah, we gotta have these foods cool off. But we have to have them on our plates to make sure they cool off right here. And you have to have the pepper, and we'll all share the green. And we'll put these right here to share.
Before attending the community school, Evie didn't have any playmates. Her parents had no idea that friends would be so valuable and important. But it's clear now that Evie is motivated to make friends, to be friends. And it's not just Evie who's benefited, but her friends like Elle, who are gaining value and enjoyment from their friendship with Evie too. Evie and Elle have a true friendship and self-proclaimed best friends forever. Thank you.